Hello there everybody, and welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. I am King Mac, your hamburger pal. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden french fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Also be sure to grab some hot buttery popcorn while you're at it as you enjoy this episode of TTBurger Game Reviews on YouTube.
Hello my friends! It is I, Tony, your friendly neighborhood PlayStation gamer here today, bringing you more TTBurger game reviews here on YouTube here, and today we are on episode 275. We have a multi-part review here. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Last few episodes were single parts. We have episode 275, part 1 of 2 parts. And ignore the little scratch and stuff. Scratched myself earlier today at work, but hey, you know, things happen and stuff, you know, so it'll heal fine. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to everyone who has supported this channel for the last 7 years. Without you guys, this channel would not be as big as today. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you all because this channel has grown bigger and bigger because of you guys and all the new people who have subscribed to this channel and everything. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart as well, because if you guys, this channel would not be as big as it's today. Today we're going to talk about a video game character called Frogger. And how did Frogger start, for those of you who don't know? We gotta go all the way back to the year 1981. The 8-bit era days of the arcades. Before Pac-Man, before Dig Dug, Galaga, and Publish and all that stuff, there was Frogger by Konami. The goal was simple for Frogger. You had to hop to the end, to the 5 lily pads, step pads there, islands to beat the game, while avoiding getting hit by cars and drowning in the water and everything. And it was a simple arcade game. Only took 1 quarter, and it was a fun time for sure. And you can play it at modern arcades today. Just gotta find classic arcade games there, and boom, there you go. But this game also inspired many sequels and stuff as well, more and more. But today we're gonna talk about Frogger's debut into the 3D era. This is back in 1997, back when I was only in 3rd grade at the time, and this was before I even had a PlayStation and everything and stuff. And man, oh man, the good old days there, the 90s and stuff were an awesome time for sure. Love to go back there and relive the age I am now, the night where everything was much more simpler. And we got a 2-part review here of 2 games for our games on the PlayStation. Part 1 will be Frogger, he's back. Part 2, Frogger 2, Swampy's Revenge. I know there are those other Frogger games on the PS2 like Frogger the Great Quest and all that stuff. I'm not looking at those because I don't really want to touch those, so they suck and everything like that. But if I ever get my hands on them, I will review them someday. But right now, this is all we're gonna get here for the moment. And we're gonna be looking at the first game in the Frogger Frogger Reboot franchise here. This is Frogger, also called Frogger He's Back, because the little subtitle right there, he's back. Some people don't consider this at the top because it says Frogger right here on the end there and stuff. But you know, I'm calling Frogger He's Back because that's what it says on the cover and it says on Game Facts and everything. So, let's get started here. Frogger He's Back. How is Frogger's debut into 3D and stuff and everything like that? The truth is, Frogger's debut was awful. I really did not like this game. You'd think Frogger going to 3D would be a fun improvement, but that is not the case here at all, because we have a game that's very frustrating, very confusing, which the only way to beat the game is to memorize where to go and what to do is to lead to a miserable time with the game. The objective of Frogger He's Back is simple. Rescue the other frogs to beat the game while avoiding obstacles that can kill you, such as the traffic or drowning in the water, which sucks that Frogger still can't swim and stuff like that. I mean, I can understand in the original arcade game, you know, they were limited there, but I think this 3D would give him option to swim, but you know, Frogger can't swim. Yeah. And also, these obstacles can kill you, 1 hit with 3 lives, and that's it. I mean, yeah, it's one of these games where 1 hit, 3 lives, and that's it. I mean, why not a health bar? 3 hits, you're dead or so. The game seems easy, but the fact that all the obstacles are out to get you, and you will die a lot more than you should, and there is a time limit as well. This time limit varies depending on what level you're in the game. It'll be like 15 seconds, 25 seconds or so, and if you run out of time, you lose a life as well. This game treats you like shit, and expects you to eat moldy burger shit. I mean, how could this pass? Hell, the demo was more forgiving because it gave you 5 lives and more balanced gameplay and was more lenient with the time limit here. I mean, what the hell happened? Was that Hasbro Interactive's way of trying to get people to buy the game? I mean, you have a variety of levels. You have Retro, which is like arcade version, and Lily Eye and Honeybee Horror and all that stuff. And you know, except for Retro, none of them are that much fun. And going back to what the demo here, was this Hasbro Interactive's way of trying to trick us to get in the game? You say, oh look, we got 5 lives here. We're going to give you 3 lives in the main game. Yeah, haha, we tricked you and we got your money now and stuff and everything. They all have very frustrating gameplay with rescuing of the other frogs, just like you're losing your lives and like getting a big fat game over screen where you will lose all your progress and it's lost and buried in the end, and you'll have to try again over and over till you rage quit and shut the game off and play something else. Another problem with Frogger's Back is the camera. It is a nightmare. It is zoomed too close, and turning the camera with the shoulder buttons makes the game more frustrating, more difficult than it already is. The camera like has this like look down feature where like which like an aerial view kind of stuff, that where you can only see what's below you. I mean, they could have fixed the camera where you could see more stuff to try and bounce your jumps on everything or thing like that and everything. And I mean, the camera, I've seen worse, but I've seen a lot better and stuff. Because of all this frustrating actions, you will get killed easily and lead you in the wrong direction, get you lost before the time runs out. I mean, some games can work well in 3D. Like look at Pitfall and Rayman and Pong, the next generation, like I don't know, Breakout and all that stuff. Frogger's Back just missed the mark of all those frustrating elements. You'd think of an end review here, but I have more to say. I haven't talked about the graphics or the sound or anything. Graphics are okay, a little bland, but they look good for a Frogger game in 3D. Frogger looks great, even though he's just a happy frog hopping around with a smile on his face while avoiding traffic and stuff. All the backgrounds have the same art style, which is fine. I mean, I did not mind this at all. I mean, it has a variety of them, and you know, I don't mind it. And sound, you pretty much only hear the music and Frogger croaking or dying or so like that or so. And the music has classic arcade style, modern style all in one. And Frogger croaking, hey, I guess you could say I like that. All in all, the sound is good, I guess you can say that. But man, is the gameplay so frustrating. Like, my god, did they really think this would sell well with gamers that made a fun arcade game into a nightmare? I mean, I already mentioned one hit death and lose a life, and only lives go back to the main menu and try again, rinse that, repeat over and over. And I forgot to mention you also can do things with like the face buttons too, like you can super hop with the X button, like croak with square, use your tongue to swallow flies, stuff like that. A lot of them though are pretty much useless. Croaking just shows you when you're close to one of the frogs. The tongue can be used to like swallow flies, get your extra lives and all that stuff and everything. And the super hop can actually kill you more than help you, because you know you're barely gonna use this stuff. I mean, like imagine like if there's a way in the water, if there's like a water level stuff where you have to jump on lily pads stuff and everything. I mean, it won't help you much. And that's another thing too. The background can be confusing with the objects in them. You can't help but wonder if they're part of the background or just they're where you can actually go on them and stuff. I mean, Lily Island is a good example. You don't know that the lily pads, you can jump in them, but they look like something that's just part of the background scenery. And more and more and more. And there was like this mechanic level where you have to keep like pressing buttons to like move platforms around, and you think you can jump on them, but you just miss and lose a life and stuff. If you're sick of the single player, you have Race, which is multiplayer to 4 players, Frogger and different color Froggers race to the finish to avoid being run over by cars and such. The multiplayer gets boring after one race. You don't want to quit and just go back to single player. One question about multiplayer: where's the cooperative play? You have to wonder how that would turn out. Considering how bad the game is, it probably wouldn't have been that much better, but it would have helped with the difficulty and stuff. It's a TTBurger question you all have to ask yourselves there. There's no story, just rescue the frogs and get the high score. Along the way, you will have flies you can swallow that can give you points or extra lives and time extensions, but some of them can actually decrease your time or kill you and stuff, which is really unnecessary in a game already this difficult. That's all that Frogger's Back has to offer. This game gave me nothing to enjoy except decent graphics and sound. You think Frogger in the 3D would have been awesome, but that said, it's not the case here at all. So final thoughts here: Frogger, he's back. Just avoid this game. I mean, there's better games on the PlayStation than this, and just not worth in the end. Frogger, he's back, gets a 2.5 out of 10. It's a low score, but it's the best score I can give it because this game was awful, had nothing to help me with. And that's it for episode 235, part 1 of 2. Stay tuned, because here's a little TTBurger sneak peek to show y'all what's gonna happen in part 2. And that's pretty much all I gotta say there. This is Tony. Peace out, have a day, and see you all in my review of Frogger 2, Swampy's Revenge for the PlayStation. Take care, everybody.
You'll feel the chill start raising your hands. It's too late, you're here now.